Austin Andrews here with your beacon. Today we're taking a look at migrant gangs ruling properties in the United States territory. The idea would have been far-fetched just a couple of years ago, probably the storyline of a TV show about biker gangs, but the headline has been mulling around the United States since early September. Venezuelan gang takes over apartments. Reports first popped up in Aurora, Colorado, telling a story of an illegal gang, Tren de Aragua, that crossed the border into the United States and allegedly began to take over apartments and properties in different jurisdictions, including Aurora, Colorado. Original reports about these issues in August of this year were dismissive, with the interim chief of police in Aurora stating that gang members had not taken over the complex and were not extorting residents. The AP article with these claims by the interim chief of police were published on September the 5th, but a new article in the New York Post, including video and image evidence, quotes the apartment management company as stating that the claims from August are true. The New York Post states, quote, the Brooklyn-based company claimed that the gang effectively stole entire apartment complexes out from under it by threatening employees and tried to extort it for a cut of the rent in exchange for being allowed to keep operating the properties, end quote. The article goes on to say that the CBZ management contacted the FBI and local police for help, but law enforcement refused to step in. The management company published photos and videos from surveillance footage that reveals armed assailants operating on the Aurora properties. On top of that, the CBZ management published email correspondence with the Aurora Police Department, where the police refer to the gang by name and mention casually that residents in interviews have stated the gang is actively working out of Aurora, Colorado. The email is dated September 22nd, so several weeks after the initial articles, one we cited being the 5th of September, were released about the Aurora apartments being gang-free. So when did the Aurora police know that they were dealing with this gang? And when will the police and possibly federal agencies move to return the property in Aurora, Colorado, back to the hands of CBZ management? CBZ management has stated, quote, whenever the news quotes our tenants, ask if they verified they were real tenants, end quote. This insinuates that many are being quoted in the news, but they may not be real tenants of the properties themselves. They could in fact be gang members or people paid by the gang members to obfuscate or confuse the story. As of October 15th, the management company has stated that they have to pull all employees back from the properties due to the gang takeover, as some of their employees have already been injured severely due to the conflict. Now, this is a story that has been developing for 2 months in Aurora, Colorado, that is traditional media rejecting the story and not covering the possibility that CBZ management is telling the truth and providing the receipts. But that's not the only claim of this Venezuelan gang attacking and taking over neighborhoods. Daily Mail is also reporting that as many as 11 cities have reports of Tren de Aragua taking over property, extorting citizens, and defying the law. Some are referring to this Venezuelan gang as being MS-13 on steroids. Claims have come from Wisconsin, Connecticut, New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida, and Georgia, all having reports of this gang being active and taking over areas, leading to Governor Greg Abbott of Florida declaring the gang a foreign terrorist organization. Now, San Antonio Police Department has now confirmed that members of Tren de Aragua had taken over vacant apartments in San Antonio's Palacia Apartments complex. This takeover is dated to early October, but the police could not confirm the number of buildings occupied, as some report as many as 4 buildings being affected. Multiple law enforcement agencies conducted an operation at the Palacia Apartments in San Antonio, arresting 19 individuals, 4 of whom are confirmed Tren de Aragua. When Governor Abbott signed the proclamation declaring Tren de Aragua a foreign terrorist organization, he was clear on the lack of welcome to the gang, stating, quote, Tren de Aragua has spread terror and carnage in every country they've been in and Texas will not allow them to gain a foothold in our state. Texas will not let these thugs use our state as a base of operations to terrorize our citizens. I encourage anyone with information on Tren de Aragua to call the Texas Crime Stoppers hotline or submit an anonymous tip online, end quote. While the arrests in San Antonio do not include reports of firefights or injuries, concerns over how well the gang could be armed or how entrenched they could become hopefully spurs our government on, both state and local and federal, to take action sooner, as opposed to later on any of these gang strongholds in the United States. While a few minor stories are being published about issues like this, it's important to remember that the legacy media is only showing you what they think you want to know about and what they believe will get them ratings. For now, I'm Austin Andrews, talking about the situations that matter to us in our backyards. Of course, I'll see you on the next report.